All right, what's up, everybody? First couple minutes is definitely going to be a little bumpy as I am trying to roll this on Twitter as well. Twitter, YouTube, and I'm on StreamYard. So we'll see how it rolls out. We do have a lot of packs stripped today, so that this is going to be a ton of fun. Let me make sure this is working properly. There we go. We are live. Sweet. So I said it's going to be a little bumpy. I need to post these. I need to post these links out. So just bear with me. Sorry, guys. You probably just hear my keyboard going crazy, right? Bang, bang, bang. So I wanted to rip a little earlier, but I'm having a bunch of stuff done on my house. I bought a new house about a year ago. And here in the States, if you're in the States, you buy a new house, typically you've got to do like 1 year repairs. So we end up doing 1 year repairs. We get an inspection, all that fun stuff. And then they find a crack in the truss and the grout is faulty and the fiberglass shell on the bathroom is gapping too much. And the shower pan and the master is unlevel by 1/2 inch. And it's been 2 months. So I still have guys coming through all the time on this. So I wanted to be able to like fire it up an hour ago when everybody else was ripping theirs, and it just didn't work that way for me. So, hey, if you're watching on X or you're watching on YouTube, I guess if you're on YouTube, go ahead and pound that like button. If you're on, gosh, do I even know how to do this? If you're on X, it just happened here. No, we don't want that. I'm trying to make sure I can actually keep up with you guys in regards to chat. So I don't know if you chat on X, if I'm actually going to see it in StreamYard. So if you are on X, then give me a second here to see if this is actually going to work. I'm going to shut down Discord so I don't get any lag. So to my friends at Discord, I will see you later. So for those of you who watched on Wednesday, I did that. I did that big thing with the predictions. And hey, Deathlock, what's going on? Oh, and I got your message on Twitter, so we're on X. Awesome, thanks, man. I did a show basically laying out good plays for week 13, and things went pretty well. For those of you that followed that thing, I apologize. The first 5 minutes was just looking at a screen. I didn't realize I didn't have any sound as I'm still getting comfortable with the StreamYard. However, the next 40 minutes was gold. So if I can carve the time out tomorrow, I will absolutely do that again for you guys. I have the majority of the data already done, but I need to be able to digest it myself and then be able to have it in some sort of form where I can present it. And I think there's some definitely some areas of improvement. And if memory serves me correct, I think PSU Fans 2 said he'll be available. So he can jump on with me tomorrow, and that'd be pretty awesome. So one of these days, we're going to get like Adam or AJ in here, and we can have a good time. But actually, AJ just messaged me. So, all right. Okay, let's jump at it. So how'd this week go? Fun graphic. Insert sound, right? 68,000 tournament points. I believe I picked up like an extra 1,000 TP in between the last game and today. So I'll take that as a win. Yes, I did have a ton of AJ Brown. I had a ton of Rashee Rice, a ton of CeeDee Lamb, and a ton of Nico Collins. For those of you wondering, I only carried 7 wide receivers for the week. 5 of them finished in the top 5. So I nailed wide receivers. That was great. I made a horrible call on Brock Bowers because I sold him. Had McBride, had Kelsey. I had Warren, so I was just on the outside looking in there. Still do not love Brock Bowers' schedule the rest of the season, but the Chargers defense just, they were not going to be able to deny him in the end zone. Bijan Robinson, fantastic game from Bijan. DeAndre Swift, rising from the ashes. I can't believe the Eagles gave up 102 100-yard rushers in the same game. That's wild. So DeAndre Swift owners, congratulations. You guys cashed in big time. I did have Mario Hampton, as I'm a Charger homer. And as soon as I found out that Hampton wasn't going to play and Vidal was going to play against the porous Raiders run defense, I added another 20,000 Hampton shares. That worked out well for me. James Cook, that seemed like a pretty easy play. I feel like Achane, after we went through Thursday and Friday games, I think we all knew that the running backs were a little soft. So Achane, Cook, and Bijan all looked pretty good. Deathlock, Barkley didn't pop. Yeah, you know what? I was really disappointed Barkley did not pop. And it's not that he ran the ball poorly. That was the odd thing about that game, right? The Eagles just – so my buddy was at the Eagles game. I didn't know it. He's a big Eagles fan. I feel like all of us have to have at least one Eagles fan in our life, right? So I texted him during the game, and I was like, man, the offense looks like trash. And he texted me a picture from the game, and he's like, you have no idea. Everybody here is so pissed. And then in the second half, they finally let Jalen Hurts loose for a little bit, and he starts throwing the ball around. And you're like, okay, this is a decent offense. But in doing so, they essentially pulled Barkley out of the offense, even though he was running well in the first half. So brutal, because Barkley should have been able to go for 100 and touchdown, and that just didn't work out. One thing I want to note here, Mahomes was number 1. Dak was number 3. The previous week, Dak was number 1. Jalen Hurts, and the Eagles played the Cowboys, was number 2. We're seeing a trend here. I do not have any Jared Goff shares at this stage. However, if the trend continues, Jared Goff should, in theory, end up being a top 3 quarterback. So anyway, 68,000 TP. I'd say that's a pretty awesome week. My goal was 50. So 68 is I'm pretty thrilled about that. Okay, what am I doing here? All right, let's X out of there. Let's get to it, right? Hope you guys are excited as I am. So what do I have here? 68,290 tournament points. Let's rip this legendary. Who we going for? I have not ripped a Josh Allen a single time. I would love to get. I feel like anytime you're getting quarterbacks, it's a win, especially if they're like top 5 quarterbacks. So if I can keep stacking Lamar, get some homies, Jared Allen, I'd love to be able to leave today with like 15,000 in Jared Allen shares. But those are the guys I'm really trying to focus it up on. Let's go. Let's see how it goes here. First one, get the sound. Hopefully you guys get cued on that sound. Sweet. Here we go. We started off with JSN. Smith Njigba. How many shares? 4,300 shares. Sweet. Jalen Waddle. We're going to dump him. Christian McCaffrey. Look how buff this pack is. And Josh Jacobs. Playoff team. I've just never been a huge Josh Jacobs fan. Like 2 or 3 years ago, I had some like legendary. I just ponied up and bought a Josh Jacobs legendary when I was playing Rainmakers, and he was abysmal all season. And since then, he's pretty much been dead to me. So that Josh Jacobs is going to have to go. I don't know if it's going to go today, tomorrow, next week, but it's going to go. Anyway, great pack, right? Let me go ahead and get the screen cap real quick, and we will move on. 271. That is the way to start. All right, Deathlock. Wish Flowers had done something. Man, me too. I've got 60,000 Zay Flowers shares. We got crushed on that. All right, Adunze. I really like Rome Odunze. However, not the value that we're looking for on these packs, right? I actually dumped 70,000 Rome Odunze last week and reallocated it. It worked out well for me. Jonathan Taylor, that is a huge W. I will take that. Let's see if we can get another stud in here. Dallas Goedert, not the guy I was looking for, but thanks. And Drake London. I actually have been slowly adding a little DCA Drake London. 215, that is solid. I will gladly take that. So we've got 215 and 271 so far. We're going to be here for a bit, so strap in, boys. Do you guys do the trade-in? I'm just curious if you guys do that trade-in deal. I was trying to run the numbers on it because it seems like it's not like apples to apples. Meaning, if I traded Shakir in, I'm not getting the same trade-in points as if I get a better player. And some players, it seems like it probably has some complicated math system. And if I remember at some point when we get aging on, I'll ask him and he can explain it. But I'm assuming it has something to do with like active shares. And anyway, Shakir. All right, it only goes up from here, right? Bucky Irving, like that, like Bucky back. Kyron Williams, starting running back on the number 2 seed in football. I can't believe they lost in Carolina. Terrible. JJ. All right, I do love JJ. I just wish he had a quarterback. I almost went hard into JJ last week, and that sounds terrible. But almost bought 50,000 shares before the game, anticipating that the backup couldn't be worse than JJ McCarthy. I did not do it, and wow, was I wrong. The backup was abysmal. So JJ McCarthy is going to be starting this week, but that's kind of the way it is. Pause. Where are we at here? 132. Ooh. We took that one on the chin, didn't we? All right. Let's go. Pack number 4. There's quite a delay here, huh, guys? I'm just looking at that right now. Herbie, nothing like getting a guy with a broken hand, right? I love that. For those of you who followed, reminded me of that scene from Happy Gilmore when, God, who is that? Weathers? Gets his hand bitten off by that crocodile, and then he's got that like generic plastic hand that he's walking around with. So totally reminded me of that scene when Herbie came out with that glove after he fractured his finger. He already had surgery. We don't know if he's going to play this week. We'll see how that plays out. For those of you who do not follow NFL, like you're soccer guys, you're still new to NFL, I do want to warn you on running backs and wide receivers, when we have an injury cover, depending on who we're talking about here, like if Bijan gets hurt, the injury covers Algier. That's not terrible. If you have a injury cover on like Jonathan Taylor, you're going to see a massive drop off. Certain guys, like if CeeDee Lamb got hurt and your cover is going to be George Pickens, that's almost like 1 and 1A. However, tight ends and quarterbacks, there tends to be a massive drop off. So if Herbert doesn't play this week, it's almost unstartable. The backup is Trey Lance, and he is just not good at football. So You have to keep that in mind. If you do have a quarterback who's hurt, you don't sit there and go, oh, who's the injury cover? There is no injury cover at that point. I mean, it is just abysmal, whoever you're going to pick. Tight ends are pretty much the same thing, which is why like Kincaid and Laporta are so useless. So just keep that in mind. A lot of times the running back and the wide receiver, there could be a decent cover there. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be out this week, but Jamison Williams is the fill-in, and he's a hell of a wide receiver. So it is a little bit of a case-by-case situation. However, when it comes to quarterbacks, if you can't have your guy in there, it's not worth having. Who's next? Rashee Rice. That's my guy right there. 3,700 shares of Rashee. Bo Nix. Like I said, I will always take quarterbacks. 2 quarterbacks in this pack, I will consider that successful. And Jamar Chase. This is actually a baller pack. Herbie, Rice, Nix, and Chase. And I know Nix isn't doing what he did last year. Look at that. 5,000 shares of Nix. 4,400 shares of Herbie. A little light on the wide receivers, though. Got to step that up. All right. Let's go number 5. Hey, Deathlock, I do appreciate you being active in chat. I know we've got, 14 people in here. This is nuts. Jonathan Taylor, you guys are obviously bringing the good mojo. There's T-Mac. He's on a bye this week, which is why he's like 586. My gosh, what a steal. Guy's going to win Rookie of the Year and be in the playoffs. It looks like the Panthers are probably going to win that division. Tyler Warren, big Tyler Warren guy. I'm going to keep stacking up Tyler Warren, working my way towards 50,000 shares. And more Kyron Williams. Safe, not sexy, but safe. Look at that. 258. That is a solid pack. Where are we at here? I saw this. It's in the back of my head right now. I saw this. I was on Instagram, and I'm a big Bruno Mars fan. Very talented. And it was a video. Apparently, this is when he was younger. He was doing like an in-studio tour, which is something guys do all the time. So a lot of times if guys are releasing a new album or they're going on tour, musicians, they'll go studio to studio. And I know this because I worked in radio. Now, granted, I was on the AM sports side, so we didn't get to like do that part, but you're just kind of in the loop because you're in the same building. So they would have guys come in all the time, like on a weekly basis, whether it was country guys, pop guys, rap guys, and they do these in-studio performances. Well, apparently there was a girl who didn't know who Bruno Mars was, like a younger girl. And she was like, she thought he was just like a new guy who was doing covers. And she was like, hey, can you do a Justin Bieber song? And Bruno was like, no problem, let's do it. And he busts out this Justin Bieber song, which I have no idea what it's. I think it's it's like the baby, baby, baby song. But it was just, it's stuck in my head now. It's been stuck in my head for over 24 hours. It's great. Fun story. I'm glad, I'm sure that you feel like you learned something today because you heard that. Lamar. There you go. Let's get back on track. Lamar Jackson, that is a beautiful hit. 3,800 shares. A.J. Brown, 5,000 shares at AJ. Whew. Dalton Kincaid. Oh, I saw the red. I thought it was Josh Allen. It's like boom, boom, boom. Josh Allen. Dalton Kincaid. Just kidding. Oh, Cortland Sutton. Man, I wish we could trade Cortland Sutton for somebody, right? Just like, can I get Devontae Adams or can I get like George Pickens? Cortland Sutton is just like, I get why he's in here, but also it's kind of cringeworthy. All right, let's grab this. 194. We got Lamar, though. Super excited about that. Remember, I told you guys, if I get a quarterback, I'm pumped. This is pack 7. Making good progress, right? Tyler Warren. Do it again. 5,000 shares of T. Warren. Travis Etienne. Oh, my gosh. What a huge disappointment Travis Etienne was last week. I don't know if that's his fault. I don't know if that's the coaching on the Jaguars, but Etienne was on fire for 4 weeks, and then they're basically like, we're not going to give you the ball that much. Stephon Diggs, gross. He probably got somebody pregnant during this stream. And Shakir, oh my gosh, this pack was trash. Utter trash. $119. Oh my gosh. I mean, at least Tyler Warren was in there, but when Tyler Warren is your number one guy in the pack, that pack is terrible. All right. Anyway, next, let's move on. Let's put that behind us. We're going to be like a closer in baseball. Let's just put that behind us. Let's rip this next one. Where is Josh Allen? Right? Calling Josh Allen. Let's go. Where are you at, big man? Jordan Love? A week late, homie. You are a week late. Chase Brown? All right, we need a first pager here, right? Javonte Williams? Pass. That actually, I will tell you, Javonte Adams for half a cent is pretty good. Pretty good value. Not that I want him in a pack, but if you're looking for like a guy who could pop this week, Javonte Williams in a high-scoring game on a Thursday night could definitely be that guy. And Shakir, oh my gosh, the red background. I keep waiting for it to be Josh Allen. It's been Shakir twice. And we did get Diggs, although he's obviously not on the Bills. And we got Kincaid. Josh Allen is evasive, to say the least. 118. All right, guys. We're on a cold streak. We got to warm this up here. Let's Mr. Miyagi this, right? For those of you who are a little older, you might understand that reference. So we've got 23,000 TP after this. Where's Mahomes? Where's Mahomes? Where's Allen? Where are you guys at? You got to show up. Rashee Rice, love that. Oh, James Cook. Oh, thanks a lot, James. I do appreciate James Cook. It's not Josh Allen, though. You got to bring your friend with you. And Achane. Wow, this actually is a really good pack. 277. Egbuka. Well, I'll save it. I'll save it for the show tomorrow. I have some thoughts on Egbuka. But look at that. Rashee, Cook, Achane. Beautiful pack. There you go. That's how you bounce back, right, boys? Where are we at? 23,000 left. I think I might do the trading versus DP and see if I can kind of rip one extra one. There we go. We got Dak. Whoa. Dak's up to 182. All right. I don't hate it. Travion Henderson. I guess I'm just going to keep stacking up Henderson. I ended up I made the move to just go all in on Travion because the Giants have allowed so many big rushing performances. Gibbs ran for 203 touchdowns a couple weeks ago. Barkley ran for $150. It's his only 100-yard game of the year. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go in on Travion. And Mike Vrabel had other plans and didn't let me know, and basically just nerfed Travion last night by playing Stevenson so much. Like, I mean, I don't hate Ramonde, but come on. Excuse me. Moving on. Drake May. Oh, love it. Love it. How about another quarterback? Can we? Oh, Josh Jacobs. No, we can't. All right. I was hoping it was Hurts. But we got Prescott, Henderson, and May. So I am digging that. I would gladly swap out these Jacob shares for Henderson shares. Keep in mind, Patriots have a bye this week, so no May, no Henderson. But really like that pack. Really like having some extra Dak in there. Dak attack. All right. 19 people. Oh, my gosh. This thing is going nuts. If you're watching on YouTube, punch that, pound that like button, drop a comment, all the fun stuff. If you're on Twitter, don't be shy. Jalen Waddle, Dak Prescott, doing it again. Sweet. All right. I like that. I like that. I wouldn't mind another Dak before we get out of here. Stephon Diggs. Wow, that's 2 babies during this stream. Goodness. And another Igbuka. Buka. 165. Not an ideal result, but that's okay. All right. So we're waiting on who's hiding from us right now? Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, CMC, Bijan, Puka, McBride, Bowers. We haven't seen those guys yet, right? We have not seen those guys yet. Where are we at? Okay, let's see if we can change that. Oh, we got to go back here. 13. Okay, we've only got a few packs left. I just named 7 guys. Just putting that out in the universe, right? Let's put out those good vibes. Drake London, doubling up on Drake. Jonathan Taylor, love that. There you go. JT, Jalen Hurts. I will take more Jalen Hurts. You can bring Lamar with you or Saquon. Cortland Sutton, that's gross. It's unfortunate, right? 285, though. Ooh, that is a strong pack. The first week I ripped a 400, and I didn't realize what was good and what was bad. And now that I've ripped over 20 packs since, I realized how special that pack was. Okay, where are we at? 8,200. This is going to be the last pack for this TP, and unless I start navigating and trade somebody in, right? DK Metcalf. Ooh. DK Metcalf. Here's what I'm going to say about DK Metcalf. I think DK Metcalf is extremely talented. However, DK Metcalf is not good on Pittsburgh. So next year, if he goes somewhere else or if Pittsburgh gets a quarterback, then he'll be just fine. Sorry, guys. Somebody decided to show up at my door. Yep. That's not going to happen. We're going to watch this stream. I think it's one of my neighbors. Love my neighbors, but not right now. AJ Brown, beautiful. Derrick Henry, I will take it. Stacking up some more Henry. And Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra. Bum bum. Okay. Oh my gosh, what in the hell? All right, guys. Let me I'm going to navigate here, but I got to put you guys on pause for a minute. So bear with me. It's going to be just a minute. All right, sorry guys, really sorry. I put on the market for you. Plumber showed up early. They're redoing our master bath, so yeah, that sucks. Anyway, so I apologize. I thought it was my neighbor. Nope, it was the plumber. He showed up early, so we gotta let me navigate here. How did this go? Now we're rich, right? Everything's up. How's market cap looking? Obviously rich. Okay. What do we need? We're at 3,200. So in order to, so I haven't done this yet. We're going to experience this new thing together. I'm going to try to trade in some stuff, and I haven't done this, so we know we need about $2,000, right? That's the number. Let me double check that. So bear with me. 3290. We need just over 1,700 to be able to do this. So who can we trade in? Why did I see McCaffrey? Did I pull a McCaffrey and not know it? I do not remember pulling McCaffrey. Okay, either way, look at that. 15,000 Jonathan Taylor. That's pretty awesome. Dak, I pulled Cook. Jacobs. I think Jacobs is kind of overpriced right now. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to rip a bunch of Egbuka. He's probably going to make me regret this. But let's cut Egbuka, and that's going to give us enough TP, right? For one more pack. All right, let's do it, boys. I guess this is just degenerate activity. Don't take it personal, Egbuka. You were the best value guy. And in turn, I get Rico Dowdle. Oh my gosh. Seriously, Lad McConkey. So I've got two guys who aren't even as good as Egbuka. Come on. Okay. All right. Now we're good. We got Puka. Okay. And this is and we'll take Bucky Irving. Okay. So I feel a little better about that. Sometimes you just got to go for it, right? Anyway, that's the stream, right, boys? We wrapped it up. So I think we did okay. I don't know. There's a way we can look at this, right? So how do we do? I think I go development. So almost $3,000. We drilled down those TP points, but almost $3,000 in total value, $2,700. That's not bad. I was hoping it'd be a little better, but you got to take what you can get, right? So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me, boys. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed the Pack Rip stream. I appreciate all those good vibes. I'm going to put some work in today and try to clear off some time so I can stream a week 14 preview for you guys. And ideally, we can have the same success we had this week. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to follow me on X at BestBallerAce. I'm also active in the Discord at Aced Out. Happy to chat with you guys anytime. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. See ya.